What's up, guys? This is Ask Smart Wedge. They won't let me post my video when I be giving analysts of fights because they know that I'm telling the truth, and they want everybody to be ignorant so they can keep selling these fake fights. But I'll go ahead and tell y'all while I'm looking at it myself right here on the computer. Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman. Man, I can't remember everything I said. It was a real good video, man. I was breaking it down, but I'll just go off of what I see now. And of course off of what I do remember I said. But just like I remember saying that, you know, it was surprisingly Keith Thurman came out so strong in the beginning. You know, it put Danny in a predicament to where, you know, you could see his heart. You know, was he going to back up or was he going to push Keith back? Danny made a real smart move because at first he did back up a little. But eventually he turned the tides and had Keith actually going back because his defense. Danny upped his defense just a little bit. You know, they both still was easy to hit. It was really a rock'em sock'em type of match, but Danny was reaching for straws, and Keith was implementing the plan a little better. That's why you had to give him the W, because Keith was actually implementing the plan a little better. But because Danny, like I said, started off taking too long before he actually did his thing, because Danny wants somebody to be right there. He wants you to be right there so he can fight you. So if somebody's coming to Danny and he's backing up, it makes you think Danny is not in his game mode. Either he's worried, and I do think in retrospect, after seeing this whole fight, Danny was a little worried, a little scared to take a punch, and from Keith Thurman, whether that was from all the talk and all the arguments, you know, but Danny got rocked early on in the fight, you know, knocked him off balance. Wasn't nothing serious that Keith could actually make up for and catch him again. But Danny, this was a real interesting match because first it started out Danny having the pressure put on him right from the jump. So Keith was just like trying to see if he can, you know, ruffle some feathers right in the beginning. Maybe take his heart right from the jump. But Danny kind of made it through the storm, but it wasn't for his own bragging rights, because, you know, Danny wants you to be right there. That's where he was at. So Danny should have fought back if he really wanted to rumble. Well, throughout the fight, Danny got caught with a good right hand by Keith. People who saw the fight, y'all remember. I'm just trying to go over it because they ruined my video, man. I had a real nice video for you guys. But so the second part of that fight, you know, very, very early on in the fight, Keith was putting so much pressure. Danny didn't come back until like 6 or 7 rounds before he even started doing something. And Danny didn't fight back much in this fight. Didn't throw a lot of punches back. You know, he didn't do that counter everybody was waiting on. It seems like he was a little scared. So in retrospect, that was a good plan for Keith Thurman to come out the way he did and put that pressure on him. That was a good plan because it worked. Obviously, it took Danny's heart to the degree where it just made Danny play survival. And, you know, anytime you see somebody counterpunching with hard, wild punches, it's because they're nervous or they trying to get you with one shot. You know, that means they're worried. One time, you know, his plan was to come in, put pressure on him, make Danny, put fear in Danny's heart, and maybe knock him out in the later part of the rounds. But what happened was, it actually changed around. Danny defense was so well that he made Keith actually start backing up out of exhaust. You know, wasting so many punches trying to catch Danny. He eventually gave in and backed up. But you know, the bad part about it in retrospect, later on in the fight, Danny froze, man. He didn't, you know, it was like this. Keith came out to take his heart. Danny did what it take to not get his heart taken. Keith started backing up to get a fresh breath of air, and Danny didn't get him back. Danny didn't get back. Is that mine? Is that yours? Sorry, is this ours? Sorry about it. Yeah. No, it works. She know how to do it. Fix it. Turn it on. It ain't work. You just ain't know how to do it. But what round we in? We so once again, man, I'm sorry I couldn't get y'all the real video, man. I don't know how to do the editing stuff and all that, man. I just record the video, man. They saying I ain't got rights to play it. So Danny, this was crazy because Keith put fear in Danny's heart from the beginning. That was the goal. But it didn't work out well for Keith because Danny started coming back. And then Keith got tired and started backing up. So then Danny never tried to make him pay for it. So it was a big mental, just like I said before, this was going to be a mental victory for one time because, you know, obviously Danny was just not going to take a chance. Danny was not going to go take a chance. And, you know, throughout the fight, he just didn't take a chance. He was very, very careful in this fight. This wasn't like a anticipated war. This was like these guys, you know, didn't even know they was going to fight each other. It wasn't like they went to war, man. They just went in there and tried to get strategic, you know. And Keith came out for war in the beginning, but when he realized that Danny wasn't going to trade with him, Keith resorted to, like, I better box and get the points. And that's what he did. Got the points and won the victory. But Danny looks bad for him because he didn't fire back. He was tough enough to stop Keith from his entourage, but he wasn't mentally tough enough. He didn't want it bad enough to pay Keith back for him stepping to him like that. So, you know, I wish y'all can see the fight while I'm talking, man. You can understand the whole mind game. It was crazy. It was a crazy fight. And it made Danny look the worst because it really showed his mental stability or his heart. Something. He just didn't want it bad enough. You know, that's crazy. This is his coming out fight. This is a fight where he finally fights what the fans want. You know, it's not about who you fight. It's not about how tough of a fight, whether you win or lose. It's fighting who the fans want you to fight. And that's what makes you a household name. That's what makes you a true undisputed, because people speak up for you, and they the ones with the wallets and the pocketbooks. So when you have the fans that call your name, that means more than any pound for pound list. Or, you know, most people don't know crap about boxing, but they know your name, and that's where you get that money at. And Danny act like this fight didn't mean nothing. You know, he didn't fight hard. Whether he was scared to getting dropped or he was just outclassed skillfully. But Keith couldn't go in and bully Danny like he thought he was. So Keith looked bad too, because Keith ain't the big bully that everybody thought he was, because he was definitely in command, but he didn't dominate like he was supposed to. You know, and I believe when you put Danny back against the rope, that's when you get the best out of him. And it didn't happen. Danny didn't give it to us. He didn't give us his all. Maybe he needs to retire. His father knows best. Because Danny didn't give us nothing, man. He didn't give us the fight that we anticipated. Something that we can talk about for years and say Danny is the man. You know, he made his money. Him and his dad gonna go on vacation. While the true warriors of this sport get brain damage and owe the government. So it's in the middle of the fight now, and this is where the transition is happening. Slowly but surely, Danny's starting to slide forward now. Keith actually got bored or tired or just stopped pursuing him. It was like, okay, it's not going to go down like that. So he said, I'm going to just chill. It's like Danny offered Keith an easy fight, and Keith took it. So now the fans are ones stuck around with looking stupid. They had an easy fight, man. This is like a sparring match. Danny ain't throw punches unless he had to, and Keith stopped making him throw punches. What's up, brother?
You talking to the motor?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not letting me
How you been, bro?
Oh, yeah,
Hey, man, don't you know them jokers, man, mess my car up, man?
What's that?
My light came on in my car after he changed the oil and stuff.
Who? Was that guy?
Yeah, not him, but another kid, man. But I'm doing a video now. I'll talk to you. Give me a call, man.
Okay, no problem.
All right, sound yeah, so, yeah, that fact. Yo, what's going on, family? How you doing? Alhamdulillah.
Long time, man.
Yes, it has been, bro.
That's family.
Alhamdulillah. How's everything with you? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. But, Danny, you know, I pretty much finished the video, man, because it is what it is. Keith came out to take his heart, to knock him out. But Danny was too tough to do that too. And then Keith changed his mind and said, all right, let's just have an easy sparring match, buddy. And they both made $1 million. And they said, the heck with the fans, I guess. Maybe they'll have a return match. I don't know. But I'm not buying it. Peace.